When you spend your entire life being treated like a background character in your own family, you learn to keep your mouth shut and your private life completely invisible. For nearly 3 decades, my existence was defined by a quiet shadow cast by a brother who could do no wrong. I built a multi-million-dollar financial footprint in complete silence while my parents treated my older brother like a king for simply breathing. I never planned on exposing my wealth to anyone, but a single arrogant remark at a packed dinner table forced me to finally pull back the curtain. My name is Chloe, and at 29 years old, I work as a certified public accountant while secretly managing a massive real estate portfolio. Growing up, my brother Brandon was the absolute center of our universe. My parents praised his every breath, celebrating his average sports trophies while ignoring my academic achievements. Our household always struggled financially, yet my parents somehow found the funds to fuel Brandon's dreams while leaving me to finance my own future through late-night shifts and heavy sacrifices. I learned early that my success meant nothing to them. During my college years, Brandon majored in marketing and soaked up all the praise for his lavish lifestyle while I balanced 2 jobs and studied endless hours. While he burned through cash on designer gear and fancy dinners, I quietly mastered the art of building capital and strategic investing. By my mid-20s, I had quietly acquired multiple rental units and eventually secured a massive 5-bedroom property under market value. Only my maternal relative Aunt Sylvia knew the full scope of my growing assets because she occasionally assisted me with closing documentation. The call from Brandon came on a cold Tuesday evening when he phoned to brag about leasing an expensive high-rise apartment in the downtown core. He talked endlessly about his panoramic views and his incredible negotiation skills before delivering a classic condescending invitation to his upcoming housewarming gathering. He made sure to mock my quiet lifestyle, reminding me to step out of my humble apartment and see how successful people actually lived. I agreed to attend, fully aware that the evening would just be another platform for him to shine at my expense. When Saturday evening arrived, I dressed in a basic sweater and simple jeans, deliberately avoiding any outward display of wealth. Driving up to the sleek luxury tower, I carried a modest gift box containing a practical kitchen knife set for my brother. Stepping into the bustling apartment, Brandon greeted me with a patronizing hug before parading his guests through the modern layout. My parents hovered behind him, weeping with pride over every stainless steel appliance while completely ignoring my presence in the room. The tension escalated when Brandon's pretentious girlfriend Chloe arrived, offering condescending comments about my boring career in numbers. I simply smiled and served appetizers alongside Aunt Sylvia, who silently fumed at how poorly my immediate family treated me. As the catered dinner began, Brandon tapped his glass to command the entire room, launching into a grandiose speech about his rapid professional rise. His speech quickly turned personal when he pointed directly at me, using my quiet lifestyle as a cautionary tale for those who lack ambition. He told the entire room that some people are just content staying small, living in tiny apartments and watching real achievers win at life. My father nodded in agreement while my mother gave me a sympathetic glance as if I were a tragic disappointment. Aunt Sylvia nearly exploded with anger, but I caught her eye and gestured for her to stay quiet. Decades of stored resentment melted into absolute clarity as I placed my fork down, stood up from my chair, and looked my brother directly in the eyes. I quietly informed the room that while Brandon was busy paying massive monthly rent, I was actually the owner of the commercial master lease for his entire building. I revealed my ownership of S&B Holding Group, explaining that I held multiple luxury properties across the city, including the very roof over his head. The entire dining room froze in total silence as my parents stared at me with wide eyes and open mouths, unable to process the reality of my vast financial empire. I turned to my stunned parents and softly mentioned that I was the anonymous donor who had quietly eliminated their mortgage and paid off my father's medical debts years ago. Brandon stood paralyzed at the head of the table, his face flushed with embarrassment as his grand illusion shattered into pieces. I reminded him that his monthly rental payments were due on the first of every month before collecting my purse and offering a polite farewell. Walking out into the night, I realized that true strength never needs an audience to be real.